Rite of the Nine is finally here in Destiny 2, and you're probably wondering what weapon should you go for and what roles should you go for. Well, in this video, I'll be going over all the god roles for this week's featured contest dungeon, which is Spire of the Watcher for the Rite of the Nine event. Now, if you're ready, then let's get into the video. Before we get into the video, real quick, I just want to say we'll be doing free carries all week. All you have to do is comment. I'll be choosing 3 to 5 people. Comment whatever you want, like the video, and make sure you're subscribed. That's all you have to do to make sure you count. And for anyone that's looking for direct services or aid, click the link in the description for some carry services. These are for the people that don't like to grind that much and just want to get things over with for the best reasons possible. Now, let's get into the first weapon. Our first weapon is the Liminal Vigil. Now, this is a very underrated heavy burst sidearm, and we're starting off hot with this one because if there's any one of the guns I want you guys to get, it is this one. Why? Because it comes with Headstone and Desperado with the origin trait Text Balance Stock. Now, what does that mean? As you can see in the gameplay, I'm able to spawn stasis crystals at each victim's location that I kill with a precision kill. That paired with Desperado, where precision kills increase your rate of fire, makes this into an absolute RPM monster. And what I mean by that is you're able to shoot so fast, making you output high damage for a primary or a kinetic weapon. That's, very impressive in my opinion, and that's what I'm just trying to show in this gameplay right here. We're testing the DPS, we're testing the TTK, we're testing the gameplay, but that's not it, guys. You're not just doing that, you're actually getting some aspects that are primarily not featured on your character. For example, I'm playing on Titan here, and I'm able to get the Grim Harvest aspect, which is primarily featured on Hunters. Not only that, but I'm also able to have Frost Armor after each kill and picking up the left behind crystal. Now, the cherry on top is the origin trait Text Balance Stock, where damaging targets while firing from the hip, as you can see right here, increases handling, reloading speed, movement speed, and aim down sight speed. Make sure you get this weapon. On to the next one. Now, the next weapon that I definitely recommend everybody goes for in terms of the god role is the Double Fire Wilderflight Adept variant. This is a GL, also dropping from the Spire of Watcher dungeon, and what makes it really good, aside from how beautiful it looks, is the fact that it can get disorienting grenades, slide shot, and lead from gold. This is what you want. This is literally the god rule, and the reason why is because you're literally able to disorient every target that you hit with the GL, so they're stunned. Think about it like that, and then you can just slide to just spam, as I'm doing right here, and then also you'll pretty much have infinite ammo, because picking up heavy ammo also grants ammo to this weapon, whereas we also have an artifact that does the same thing too with the season. So that actually stacks, guys. Think about that. Pretty damn crazy. But the reason why I like the GL so much is just because of the fact that you can slide and not have to worry about reloading. Like, look at this. I'm sliding and just shooting. Obviously, I'm damage testing here, guys. I could easily just pop my consecration and end the ogre right here, but just like from the perspective of shooting the gun itself, and not missing, because I sometimes suck with grenade launchers, it disorients, and I'm gonna show you exactly what I mean right here. So first of all, this guy went flying. I missed my shot, I slide, and then boom, disoriented, and it lasts for a pretty good amount of time, as you can tell. So this is definitely a god role that you have to go for, guys, because it's really worth it, and it's also, yeah, it does a lot of damage, as you can see right there. So you definitely want to go for this grenade launcher as well, and you want to pair it with the origin trait of Gravity Well, where reloading this weapon automatically gathers nearby ammo. It's literally just like so fun to play with, because I'm using slide shot. I never have to reload. Every time I'm reloading with slide shot, I'm grabbing ammo around me, and I have disorienting grenades, so I'm stunning every single thing in the game. Moving on to the next weapon, which is our aggressive frame long arm adept scout rifle. What you want on this gun, now there's a lot of options, but my personal opinion on the god rule is Dragonfly with Substance. So substance, defeating targets partially reloads the magazine from reserves. So we don't want to be just spending a lot of time reloading, because aggressive aim scout rifles take a while to reload. So that paired with Dragonfly, where precision kills create an elemental damage explosion, makes this a very viable weapon for ad clear, and honestly even in GMs. Scout rifles aren't really heavily favored in the artifact in the episode of Hersey, but I could see it having some use down the line. But if we're comparing it to the first two god rules, guys, these weapons that I'm about to talk about right now, I wouldn't say they're as essential. They're not game breaking or very deadly to where like, oh my god, I gotta go get that weapon. But yeah, the long arm, it's a cool little scout rifle, but the two perks that you want are substance and Dragonfly, and then pair that with text bound stock, which is the origin trait, because gravity well doesn't really have any use for a primary ammo weapon. Now that leads us to the very last weapon that you can obtain this week that you might want to care about, but I saved it for last because it's not really crazy, guys. Like, there's better options in the game, and I'm not gonna sit and lie to you like many other content creators. I gave you the first two weapons, which were 100% worth going for. Now these two are the worst for the last, in other words. But we have the high impact frame Terminus Horizon Adept machine gun. Now, this was the one gun I haven't got the shiny roll for yet, but if you look at the perks on Light GG, it's not something that really does a lot of damage. You could use bait and switch or even target lock for that sustained damage, but if we're just talking about the god roll and if there's a roll to go for, it would be Dragonfly paired with Rolling Storm, because that's something that isn't on, I would say, most LMGs in the game. So if there's something to get from this gun, it would be Dragonfly with Rolling Storm. Now, I talked about Dragonfly before, where precision kills create an elemental damage explosion, which makes this weapon an actual beast when it comes to just ad clearing. And that paired with Rolling Storm, where final blows grant bolt charge, and while amplified final blows grant additional bolt charge, helps you get your bolt charges really fast by using this LMG. Now, where is this really effective, or where could it actually be a god roll in? Probably if you're using something like, for example, Prismatic Titan, I'm using in this clip right here, and it's not as easy for me to proc bolt charge, aside from using the artifact perks from episode Hersey, then yeah, I could just kill some ads and I'm getting some bolt charges from the Rolling Storm perk. So it's very effective in that case, but like I said, guys, it's not something you have to completely stress going over. So now I just want to go over my final thoughts in terms of the guns and the god rolls, and just my best advice, I would say, is first things first is you want to go for the shiny weapons, because they do have double perks in each column, giving you more options to play with. Because like I said, everything that I'm saying is just literally one gun, one certain combination of rolls, but there are different playstyles and variations matching those. However, I believe the first two weapons that I mentioned definitely go for those specific roles, and the other two, which is a scout rifle machine gun, it's completely up to you guys. Other thing I wanted to say was just keep in mind that it is time gated in terms of the dungeons. So right now we only have Spire of the Watcher, which unfortunately I think has the worst guns, if we're being completely honest. But yeah, guys, so I'll be making a guide every single week as the contest dungeons rotate. But for now, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope I made this guide as easy for you as possible. Just remember to comment, because I'll be giving away some free carries for those of you that don't have a lot of time to grind and, I guess, struggle with matchmaking and whatnot for contest mode dungeons. So yeah, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your day, week, whatever the case is, and I'll see you again to cover next week's dungeon.